Brad, you played in a lot of events for Canada. How would you describe the brand of hockey that this players at the highest level play this game?
I think at this, I think the thing that stands out with this group is the compete level. Nowadays, everybody is so gifted and so talented. They skate so well. But one of the biggest separators between guys is their compete level and the extra effort they have. I think that's, one area where our group excels. I think that's an area where every team in this tournament excels. You watch the guys play on a nightly basis and they just compete at the highest level. There's no quit in anybody's game. And then obviously they're very gifted and talented. They have the ability to make plays out of nothing. Every player excels in different areas. Some guys are incredible skaters. Some guys are great with the puck. Some guys are great in the corners to get pucks out of there. You watch a guy like Sid, who is the best in the league at hold on to a puck in the corner, coming out of battle. It's the way he gets low and protects it. So guys excel in their own way, but I think that one common denominator is the way that the guys compete. And that's across all four teams.
Just in terms of system and style of play, is there a specific brand that you guys have had, or has it changed?
It changes with every coach that comes through. The systems across the league are very similar. You have zone, you have man-on-man and in D zone. Offensive zone, there's a little bit of structure. But now, with the guys' talent and ability, they play. So a couple different forechecks in the neutral zone. You got 1-2-2, you got 1-3. So they differ between coaches, but you've seen everything at this point across the league. So everyone's familiar with each other's games.
What could be the difference tonight?
Difference in these one games. I mean, it's a balance. It's a call. It's a hot goalie. It's a hot player. At this level, the margins are so small. It's one mistake. So you have to make sure that you're very detailed.
Are you still impressed when you walk into this locker room and you see all those guys?
Yeah, I'm still the best looking guy, but no, yeah, you see the abilities. It's special, but everybody's such a good person that you're very comfortable around everyone. Everybody gets along great. But yeah, the players in that room, it's special to be able to look around and see, you're witnessing hockey history with the guys that are there, and it's special to be part of.
Putting you on the spot, Brad, but you have so much talent on this team, but say you're down in the game, you need one goal, you have to choose one player because only one can score it. Who would it be?
Probably Binner. Guy's got a shot like no one else.
I need a serious answer.
One goal penalty. I don't have a serious answer. I'd probably pull a name out of a hat is what I would do in this situation.
Brad, it looks like you're going to announce 2028 World Cup. So between this, the Olympics, and that, it feels like international hockey back.
Yeah.
How's that feel?
It's incredible. It's something that I think we've always really enjoyed. The fans enjoyed it. As a player, we're still fans. We we really love watching it. Really love being part of it. And it's such an honor. It's the highest achievement you can achieve personally as a hockey player to be part of one of these teams. Obviously, taking out the Stanley Cup and stuff like that, but it's another level of making it to the NHL. So it's there's a tremendous amount of pride that goes with it, and guys really look forward to it. And they've spent their entire lives working to get this level, and then working to get to another level, and that's where you play. So to be able to know that we have this, we have the Olympics, another World Cup coming, and it's going to go on after that. It'll be great for the game.
You talked about how the teams have incorporated structure, right? The coaches have certainly given some sort of guideline of systems they want you to play in. But how much do you think your team's success would just be maybe going out there, playing free, leaning on your instincts?
Yeah, every team will. That's where the success will lie. The structure is just you have to be able to be on the same page for parts of the game where you're breaking out, where you're forechecking. It's usually when you don't have the puck. When you have the puck, guys are going to make their plays and use their instincts. But there always has to be some type of structure where you know how you're going to defend and get pucks back and break out and stuff like that. So that's usually where the structure comes into play. You have to be on the same page with that. But yeah, outside of that, the instincts are where the game really comes into play.
Brad, do you feel as though there is such a thing as players who are becoming a better version of themselves in an international format? And if so, do you think that in the slim margins of that tournament, that's where it's going to be played, where basically guys are better than their NHL versions?
Yeah, I do think that you become the best version of yourself in these tournaments. It's the times where you're willing to sacrifice the most. You're able to really dial in for a short amount of time. It's a lot harder to do it every night, consistently, year after year, between the travel and the schedule and all that. You're set up to be able to do it in these tournaments for a short period of time, a lot better than the season. But the stakes are so high, and you're coming in and you're willing to buy into any role, sacrifice whatever you have to, and you need to elevate to another level. And that's usually part of how they pick the team is knowing that there's guys that are capable of doing that and competing at that highest level. And a lot of guys thrive in those moments. So you definitely see it elevate. Just the pace, though, when you get all these players on the ice together, the pace just elevates naturally. It's not because you have to, or it's just you push each other. Everyone skates so well and can move pucks so well that it makes the game faster. And these guys all play at that high level and can elevate, but it just naturally happens.
For this reason, do you feel this tournament is also important to prepare the Olympic Games next year collectively and individually as well?
Yeah, there's a lot of time between now and then. I don't think guys are looking at this as these are separate. Obviously, they're a lot of guys that are here will be on that team, but right now it's just about here and now. You don't look past one single day here. But they're all great opportunities, and this is an incredible one for the game.
Brad, what are the
in this tournament, how would you feel if the NHL adopted a 3-point system made regulation?
Yeah, maybe there is another for. Okay.
I really don't care either way. Whatever they want to do, we're going to play the game the same way, and however it shakes out, it'll be. I haven't really dove into how that affects the game, so I really can't speak to whether that's better or worse for the game at this time, because I've never looked at it.
What about longer OTs? Would you like to see that, or do you care?
I would prefer longer overtime versus shootout. Yeah, personally, I'm not great in shootouts, so but I just think that it's shootout skill competition. I prefer it to be won in a game setting.
Brad, what did the 2016 World Cup do for you?
Sorry?
The 2016 World Cup.
Yeah.
What did that do for you in your career, progressing you to where you are now?
Yeah, the biggest thing it did for me was it changed my mindset. Mindset's such a powerful thing. It can propel you to achieve incredible things, and it can really hinder you and hold you back from accomplishing things. So, and at that time, I always viewed guys, on tiers. Look across the league. You got your McDavids and your Crosbys and McKinnons and all of that, and then you got your mid-tier guys and stuff. I always viewed myself as like looking at those guys the best in the world, and they're untouchables. And when I got to play as part of that team, I realized that one of the biggest things is that they know that, and they believe that every time they step on the ice, the best. They have that confidence. And once I realized that I could play at that level, my mindset just changed, and I started believing every time I stepped on the ice, whether it was true or not. I would tell myself I was the best player, and I had that mindset of a little bit of an internal arrogance and confidence, but it just helped me in games get to another level, and I think at the same time it was a bit of a perfect storm. I think the way that I trained and competed kind of came to a head with that, and it helped me get to a different level that I never thought that I would reach.
Brad, forgive me if been asked this earlier, but you probably know you're not a fan favorite, much like Canadians fans.
Since when?
It's been a while, actually.
Yeah.
What's it gonna be like for you playing a home game here at the Bell?
It'll be special. That's the one thing that I love about being part of these tournaments is that you have the entire country behind you. It doesn't matter, what team you play for, what team you root for. Everybody comes together and supports each other, and it'll be special. It'll be the energy and emotion that this building brings on an NHL level is incredible, and I can't wait to see it at this level. So it'll be a lot of fun. Really excited to hear it all.
You're going up against the Swedish teammate Elias Lindholm. What are some of his qualities on and off the ice that you want?
He's got great hair. He's a really good guy. I love Lindy. He's a great two-way player. Very, very good making plays. He can really slow the game down. Really good two-way. Really good defensively on both sides of the puck. Good on the penalty kill. He kind of has everything. So he's going to be a really good player for them.
Brad, Coop was saying that what he usually does over 2 weeks for an NHL team in terms of system teaching, trying to cram it in into 48 hours.
Yeah.
So what do you think the balance has been like in trying to get everyone on the same page and yet not try to overwhelm you with them?
Yeah, he's been good. It is tough. I mean, you have to go through this stuff. You have to get on the same page with it. But he also, obviously, is a very bright coach and knows that these guys are going to use their instincts and play at a certain level, but there's obviously times where you have to have structure. Getting back on pucks, forechecking, breaking out. A lot of times when you don't have the puck, and he did a great job. The whole coaching staff had, giving us the information where we can kind of communicate, talk about it amongst ourselves, and just remind us like here's what we're going to do in these moments, but it's not overwhelming, and also the guys are really receptive. I mean, we know that we need to get on the same page with stuff, so we want to hear it. But yeah, he's not beating us to death with it, and he knows there's an aspect where guys have to just go play, and that's what he wants. So he's playing that field really well.
One more for Brad. I was going to say one thing that's been more and more predominant over the last few years in AHL is the little huddles by players work and face-off.
Yeah.
How important do you think that might be in a tournament where you haven't played with some of these guys?
Yeah, it's very big. I mean, you have to be on the same page for every single face-off, every play that you want to run. You need to know what you're doing, win or loss, and then just how you're going to initially set the play. After that, you kind of get rolling. But a lot of times, those face-offs can have a huge impact on games. So you need to be really detailed on what you're doing. And, you can see the way guys are kind of huddled up in the room and the practice stuff, kind of going through different things. But the quicker you can get on the same page, the more it's going to benefit you. So guys are definitely attacking that area.
Thanks, Brad.